of doing public participation now on the National Infrastructure Fund. That is a fund on Abongogoyo that will transform in a big way how you do budgeting for such capital-intensive projects. Because building the dams that you need to make sure that we are food secure in this country is not something you'll be able to do from your taxes, from your tax revenue. It is not something you'll be able to borrow to do without injuring future generations. That is why I want to plead with all of us, and I'm not just addressing the member for Dagoretti, for Kajiado North, that politics aside, let us focus on doing what is right and good for this country. Politics aside. Because today, out of politics, you will hear very many people pontificate now about, oh, there is drought ravaging the northern part of Kenya. Where the other day, they were demonizing the same people from northern Kenya. Even saying they should not attend schools in my constituency, like the Alliance High School. The same people. The same people. Not knowing that the Alliance High School and other national schools have been built by Kenyans from all parts of this country. And I dare tell those Minyoo people that our national schools were not built from CDF, NGCDF. I was born and brought up in Maihe village, Gikambura, the village that hosts the Alliance High School. Honorable Speaker, if you'll add me 5 minutes to just complete this. That the people of Kikuyu, other than our ancestral land, have never invested a shilling into the Alliance High School. Fact of life. It is the alliance of missionaries that built the Alliance High School. It is the government of Kenya that has invested. I've been member of parliament Gogoyo in Kikuyu for the last 13, almost 14 years. I have never sent a shilling to the Alliance High School because that school educates children from around the country. And I have my local issues and my local schools to address. Therefore, when we deal with issues that touch on parts of Kenya that have been marginalized over the years, let us be sensitive to other Kenyans. Let us not politicize everything, including the National Infrastructure Fund. Because it is cheap politics to just dismiss things for the sake of dismissing. Some of those who are dismissing...
Just let him finish, please.
You know, Honorable Speaker, you need to advise this member for Ngogoyo, the member for Kajiado North. He's saying time up. You are not the Speaker. And if that's the way you used to behave in the Kajiado County Assembly, you are in the National Assembly now. Behave like someone in the National Assembly. Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Ngogoyo, out of order. Yes.
Honorable Speaker, when the National Infrastructure Fund, I'm saying some of those people you hear pontificating out there, they were with us in the campaign. I know some of them didn't have the temerity to read and conceptualize what we were selling to the people of Kenya during the campaign because they said it was too complicated for them. Because on page 10 of the UDA and Kenya Kwanza manifesto, we said we shall establish a national infrastructure bank and a fund that we will mobilize resources from the privatization of state-owned corporations to be able to invest in such capital-intensive projects as the building of dams that the member for Kajiado North speaks about in Mandera, in Garissa, in Kajiado, in Deia, in Kikuyu, in Gatuanyaga, in Thika, or even in parts of Mukurweini, where they also dry areas, semi-arid areas that need, and Kieni, and many other parts of this country. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, we must appreciate where we are. And even as we appreciate where we are, we must think about the future, putting politics aside. And that is why I'm inviting all of us to put politics aside and focus on what is good for this country. In the short term, you may do your politics and imagine you're exciting people, telling them all the manner of nonsense and pitting one community against the other, but it will end up in premium tiers, I will tell you. Just like the debate for shares and who holds what shares in government ended up in super premium tiers. This one also will end in super premium tears and regret if you continue along that trajectory. I want to invite you and invite all of us to engage in meaningful debate on how we can transform this country. How within 2 to 3 years, at least in the past, we used to count dead bodies across the northern parts of Kenya. I thank God that this year and in the last 3 years, we have not counted a single person dying out of drought in this country. I thank God that today, out of the subsidized fertilizer program, we are being able to give relief food to those who are afflicted by this drought without having to import food out of this country. That is how we have stabilized an economy that was on the verge of collapsing. Because we were importing rice, maize, everything, sugar. Now we can afford to give the people relief food without having to import that relief food. And I want to tell the member of Kajiado North and others, all of us here, watch this space. This country will indeed change. We will live in a country where people can live without having to die out of drought. Lastly, we are the budget-making house. The budget is coming. For the next financial year, a supplementary budget is also on its way to this house. It is not for you to stand here and tell, oh, we hope they will put money. It is not anybody to put. It is you as a member of parliament. If you really have the concerns of the people you represent in Kajiado, come and make sure that during the budget-making process, you have appropriated enough money to give to the Ministry for ASAL or the State Department for ASAL to be able to provide not just relief food for human beings, but also to make sure you do not lose livestock. And I'm happy because I had an engagement as I listened to people speak here. I was on phone with the minister, who fortunately is a former member of this house, the Honorable Ruku. And he has assured me, and indeed, he will be appearing here, Honorable Speaker. That is why I came down to assure you as a house. The Honorable CS Ruku, we will be inviting him to come and update this house on measures the government has taken to alleviate the suffering of people, including to stem the rising losses of livestock, whether it's camels, whether it's goats, sheep, and cattle. Because as somebody has alluded to here, even cattle suffer during droughts, and we must alleviate even the suffering of our animals, including our wildlife in our parks. Because when there is no water, when it's not raining, even our wildlife in the parks needs water. And it's earning resources for us. Speaker.
I think we have another two. Yes, Honorable Farah Malim, please, you may proceed. Just giving him a chance because he had been waiting for me to take the chair so he can speak. Then we'll come to member for Dagoretti.
Yeah.
Honorable Mwenje, I know you had shown interest. Honorable Eva. So let's try and make it 2 minutes.
Honorable.
Everybody, we have enough time for all of you.
Madam Speaker.
Including you, Honorable Ounda and Honorable Makali.
Madam Speaker, I want to thank very much the honorable mover of this motion and all the members who have contributed. The MP for Kajiado North included. Madam Speaker, we have a problem. It's not for lack of I want the majority leader to listen to this. Majority leader. Madam Speaker, protect me from KJ, the majority leader.
And is required to pay attention.
I want you to listen, majority.